Okay, we're back in. We're going to try to play this. What? What?
Endless headlines about inflation and soaring housing prices and cost of living expenses. And it sometimes feels like anything but driving towards a solution to the causes of why young people have no safe place to lay their heads or don't believe they'll ever be able to afford a home of their own. But you are here tonight. You are here because you know that your actions can and will make a difference. And for many of you, this is not your first sleep out. I am so proud to say that I'm here for the 10th time tonight with a couple of you to ensure that young people facing homelessness sleep safely at Covenant House. And one of the things that keeps me coming back is that each time I sleep out, I see among all the familiar faces, all the new faces as well. Those of you who are committing to our movement by giving up your bed for the first and hopefully not the last time. I find myself thinking about all of the family, the friends, and others who have responded to your appeals for vital funds, who are supporting your night on the cement or on the floor or on the couch. People who, through you, are becoming aware, maybe for the first time, of what it means to be young and unhoused and brave enough to ask for help. Their support for you is a commitment to our young people. And it's when I think of them and you that I know we can build momentum for this movement and work together with Covenant House to end youth homelessness for good. Because as you and I both know, no young person deserves to be without a home. Period. So, let's get started. Tonight, you will hear from some members of the Covenant House alumni community, former residents whose life journeys have taken them far beyond their experience of homelessness. And please join me in holding their experience with you throughout the night. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. No Covenant House, there's no me. Who am I without a Covenant House? A place where I could show myself in my most truest form. Hello, I'm Molly. I'm 32 years old. Hannah Collier, 42. I think I'm doing everything that I wanted to do right now. Like, I'm doing everything that I ever said I wanted to do. I'm doing it now. I've done so much with myself since I've left Covenant House. I'm a wife. I'm a mother of two. Even gotten a book published. I'm a speaker. I'm an author. I'm also a makeup artist and stylist for, like, high-profile women in ministry and marketplace. I've got my master's degree, two actually, and I've been able to teach college because of the fact that I've been able to excel myself through life. So at the age of 5, I was sexually molested, which turned for me to be like very promiscuous growing up. So I had my first child at the age of 15, became homeless at the age of 16, and Covenant House took me in after that. My parents got a divorce when I was 4. A few years later, my mother actually was murdered. Then that's when it was like a real more serious blow because my dad didn't want to talk about it. My stepmom would say, well, I don't want her in the house. And I started just being homeless. The scariest part was having a child and not having a place to live, not being able to provide for him and not knowing where our meal was going to come from and where we're going to sleep. And then I would run into people that didn't mean me any well or have any good intentions for me. Some of those situations ended up in rape. And then it wasn't until I came to Covenant House and I saw other people like myself going through the same thing that I'm not alone. I used to walk past this place all the time, the Covenant House. So when I got there, I was like, wow, I never knew that this was a shelter. The staff was amazing. They pretty much raised me. They taught me the things that I needed to know at that time. Covenant House really changed my life in so many ways, where my daughter and I both were able to get the support we needed to go into our own setting in terms of an apartment. And they taught me the importance of helping young women like me how to be a mother, teaching me small things about finances, how to save and how to pay bills and pretty much everything, how to be an adult, how to survive actually. My daughter's first Christmas gifts came from Covenant House. All those types of support mechanisms helped me to feel more empowered as a parent, helped me personally with my growth in terms of self-esteem. I felt like every person in there had the heart to deal with me. You know, they didn't look at me as a teen mom. They didn't look at me as somebody that failed in life, or they didn't look down on me. They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. Covenant House, what they're doing for the young people is providing the support for a lot of America's lost children and youth, children who fall through the cracks, and also just need that level of support to feel like they have a place in this world. Just think about all the women, all the children, all the families, all the men that's out here with no place to go. Covenant House is their only option. I had no other option. I have no words to express how Covenant House changed my life. They just did.
We're watching Sleep Out virtual program. It's about 35 minutes long. I'm here with my granddaughter, Isis, and she's resting now. We're just still trying to get the building warm.
On behalf of all the alumni and staff and all the young people sleeping in the Covenant House bed tonight, thank you for sleeping out. Hello, everyone. My name is Anthony Hugger, and I was a Covenant House resident in Detroit, Michigan. In fact, I was one of the first people to enter the Crisis Center as a resident over 20 years ago. Oh, that's a long time. But within just a month of me arriving at Covenant House, I had everything I needed to begin transforming my life. I had my driver's license, my social security card, my birth certificate. I was enrolled in school, and I got my first job. I've had a great career in public transportation since then, and today I currently work in transportation for Denali National Park, which is also a dream job for me. I'm also studying and working towards my dream job, to be a medical doctor. Anthony and I are both members of the Covenant House alumni community. We're also your Sleep Out MCs tonight. And as two people who've benefited from our experiences with Covenant House, I can tell you we're excited you're here to support the young people, 2,000 every night, who have a safe place to sleep at Covenant House. That's right. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time out to spend this night with us in the cold, dark night in the middle of Youth Homelessness Awareness Month. As you share your sleep out experiences tonight with your family and friends, you'll be helping to raise awareness for our young people who are facing homelessness right now. To help you get into the spirit of the evening, we've got a Sleep Out 101 for you. If this is your first time sleeping out, you won't want to miss this. Here to tell you about it is another member of the Covenant House alumni community, Dr. April Hunziker.
Tonight, you're part of something really special. Sleep Out is a global community who believes that everyone deserves a safe place to sleep. By giving up your bed for the night, you're going to grab the attention of people who might not otherwise know about the youth homelessness crisis and the young lives it impacts. And you're going to use that attention to raise funds that keep Covenant House's doors open around the clock. Sleep Out is an act of solidarity. It is not about pretending to be homeless. Believe me, it's impossible to replicate the experience of a young person who finds themselves without a place to sleep at night. make it a little easier, like access to a bathroom, a place to charge your phone, extra layers of clothing, and the knowledge that while you may not have a bed and you may be cold, you're still sleeping somewhere safe and legal. And it's only for one night. When someone is experiencing homelessness night after night after night, each new morning brings new worries. Where to shower, how you will eat, where you will be the next night. When you're a young person, you're probably also figuring out how to make it to school or work, and how to keep your clothes clean so that you can blend in when you get there. Each person's experience is different. That's why you'll hear so many stories tonight. Keep these stories in mind as you try to fall asleep and when you wake up tomorrow. And if you head outside to sleep, remember to wear your layers to keep warm. Be sure your phone is charged. Don't feel weird about taking photos from your sleeping bag and sharing them with friends and family. This will keep your supporters engaged, and it'll inspire them to ask about your experience and donate to your sleep out. Those donations and your fundraising are an essential part of Sleep Out. Awareness is super important, and so is turning that awareness into financial support. Every dollar you raise goes directly to solutions for young people facing homelessness. Safe shelter, food, clothing, job training, education, legal aid, and health and mental health care at Covenant House. I sleep out because of the thousands of young people who come to Covenant House every day, seeking safety and the opportunity to heal and grow into their dreams, just like I did. Thank you for being part of this movement with us.
Thank you, Dr. April. That's exactly right. Our Sleep Out helps keep Covenant House's doors open so our dedicated staff can welcome our youth in. Staff like Lennon Moore, who says in this next video that no one joins our community by accident. Let's take a look.
I'm Lennon Moore. I am the Director of Legal Services here at Covenant House. I ran away from home when I was, 12 years old. Abusive father, drugs, alcohol, physical abuse. So it was really a tough place for me to live as a young person. Just going through everything you go through as a young person. So for me, I was a runaway. I felt that I was misunderstood. I became the black sheep of the family. And not in a negative way, but more like you should be listening to your parents type of way. And people didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. But when it was discovered, for me, I was able to move with some other family members. My grandparents, they had a huge impact on me, and they really imparted upon me the importance of giving back to your community. When I became an attorney, my goal was to work with people of color, to really become someone in my community that we didn't have access to in a wide sense. When you talk about youth homelessness, they're really that missed sector of the homeless population, right? 18 years old, you're considered an adult. Most 18-year-olds are still living in their parents' homes. They're in college, or there's something like that where someone else is taking care of them. It seems like some of those policy changes have to recognize that young people do become homeless. Young people do not always have a support system. There isn't always a parent to turn to. And when you consider a policy change, to me, it really needs to be an investment of some sort towards long-term growth and benefit, right? So if we're doing that for a young person who's homeless at 18, I think when you look at what the negative impact would be if we don't invest in him at 18, is maybe someone who is still homeless at 25 years old. Versus if we invest in them, from 18 to 19, maybe we can get them into school, maybe we can get them the mental health treatment that they need. And to me, that paradigm shift is what really needs to occur, because people at this age, and I see our young people all the time, they move in and out of really tough situations, and sometimes they catch on and sometimes they do really well. But a lot of them at 25 years old are still really struggling to find their place, as are a lot of people. But to do it without a familial support system behind you really changes the landscape of your opportunities. If they're homeless and they have an infraction with the law, the court contact should be a mail. So a young person would have no way of having contact. So if they're represented, we can check in with them and let them know that they've received mail, that they have court dates and things like that. And a lot of times the crimes that they were committing were survival type crimes, and it was directly related to their homelessness. So for us, we thought that the best way to give our young people a fresh start was to have attorneys on staff to manage any legal issue that they may come up with. And it's freeing also because it gives us a chance to do legal education. It gives us a chance to connect on a personal level with our young people on a daily basis because we're here 5 days a week.
It's so important for the young people at Covenant House to have role models, especially young people of color. You know, nearly 90% of the youth at Covenant House in the U.S. and Canada are Black and brown. So to hear Lennon say that he became an attorney so he could work with people of color, that exposure can have a huge impact on what a Black or brown youth believes is possible.
That is so true. Besides our quality programs and services that our young people find at Covenant House, it's the people, the staff, and the community that make a huge difference. I came to Covenant House from a world of trouble. I had been bounced around the foster care system and had a lot of anger and resentment towards not only myself, but everyone around me. It came to a point where a judge in charge of my juvenile case told me very frankly, change your life or I will change it for you. And I took that very serious when I came to Covenant House. The staff were really positive role models. They helped me move my life forward, and they believed in me. There's even more you should know about Covenant House, a whole lot more. So here to tell you about it is another member of our Covenant House alumni community.
Hello everyone, I'm Isis Anderson. I have 2 children. I work for a not-for-profit managed care organization, and I am a survivor of youth homelessness. I came to Covenant House with my then 2-year-old son. I had some injuries, and the first thing they did was tend to those injuries. And then they asked me if my son was okay. Did anything happen to him? Does he need anything? Do I have milk? Do I have Pampers? Making sure that I had everything I needed for him. And I think it was at that moment that I was like, okay, this is a good place. That was my experience. And that same kindness, that unconditional love, and absolute respect is the experience of the 2,000 young people who sleep in a Covenant House bed every night. You already know that Covenant House is, first of all, a shelter for young people facing homelessness and survivors of human trafficking. There are Covenant House sites in 34 cities in 6 countries in the United States and Canada. Most of the residents are between the ages of 16 and 21. In Latin America, they're between 12 and 18. Their stories are so diverse. Here in the U.S. and in Canada, nearly a third have been involved with the foster care system, so that means there was a problem of violence, abuse, neglect, or crisis in their home. LGBTQ+ youth have more than twice the risk of homelessness as their non-LGBTQ peers. Many of them leave homes where they're not accepted for who they are. Youth of color, young people living in poverty, those without a high school diploma.
Thank you for joining us. We're watching a documentary from Covenant House about youth homelessness or youth without homes or youth without shelter. From November is Youth Homelessness Awareness Month.
It's what makes Covenant House special. Once a young person's immediate needs are met for food, clothing, and a safe place to sleep, the direct care staff work with them to create goals specific to each young person so they can get to where they want to go and where they want to be. I can honestly tell you from personal experience, I don't think there was anything Covenant House didn't provide. When I left home, I had only the clothes on my back and the bag I packed for my son. They helped me get my ID and a birth certificate. They helped me get Medicaid, and they provided our health care as well. On top of that, they also offered career training. They helped me get a job, open a bank account, and start saving money. I saved enough so that when I moved on, I could afford my first month's rent, security, broker's fee, and furniture. And they provided childcare from day one, which allowed me to accomplish all of these things. My experience isn't unusual. Covenant House provides high-quality programs and services for every young person who comes to them, including all kinds of mental health care. To arrive at Covenant House and for them to show so much concern and be so open with their resources, to me, it meant safety for me and my son. It was kind of shocking for us to appear there and they're like, we're going to help you. When you don't come from that, it's really surprising and touching. I came to Covenant House with nothing, and I left with everything I needed. They don't just talk about unconditional love and absolute respect, they do it.
I hear everything you're saying, Isis. When I was faced with homelessness, I got to Covenant House late. I didn't know what to expect, living in a shelter, or even how long I could stay. I felt scared. At intake, Miss Beth changed all that. She made me feel welcome and assured me that I wouldn't be turned away. At Covenant House, I came to feel like I had a family. I didn't feel like I was in a facility. I felt more like I was with a family that cared.
I know what you mean, Oya. Now, another part of the program at Covenant House is the support we provide our young survivors of human trafficking. Nearly 1 in 5 young people at Covenant House in the U.S. and Canada is a survivor of human trafficking. This next speaker explains all about it.
Covenant House to me means kind of like a home away from home type thing, or a family. My name is JJ. I am 22 years old.
We're going to take a break here, and we're going to try to get Isis back into her warm bed. She's been out with me for a couple of hours, and she says she has school tomorrow. Isis, can you go to your bed now? Thank you for joining us tonight. There was a young lady named Isis Anderson on the talk tonight. So we're going to get you back over to your warm, comfortable bedroom. Thank you for joining me. We love you. Did you have any questions? Did you have a comment? I know you said that you couldn't do this, right? But you did. You were out here with me for 2 hours. What were your thoughts about being out here? Was it hard? Was it hard? Frustrating? Was it comfortable? Was it scary? Okay. Well, I appreciate all of your help with the technology. And we see that it's not something that is fun. Give Grandma a big kiss. Love you. Thank you very much.